Hey guys, thanks for watching. So I'm gonna do a quick update on my emergency radios. I've been putting them to the test for the last year to see how they would stand the outdoors. Um, and what I mean by that is both of these were outside in the garage for 6 months. There is no windows on my car garage. I'm not buying, I'm just renting, so I'm not going to fix it since it's not my home. And I got my toolbox, but I mean, it's a really small town, so there's not a lot of theft going around here. Very nice, small, local, religious, friendly community. So I don't have to worry about somebody stealing my toolbox. Um, anyways, so I rotated both of these. And both of them were out there in the garage all winter. And believe it or not, this one was out there the longest. And the batteries that it has right now, which is one Duracell, one cheapo, and then another cheapo, they were out there all winter. We're talking about negative 10 degrees, below zero weather. So what was I doing? I went in there I bought a lawnmower, so I ended up getting into my toolbox because I needed some of my tools to assemble it. And I totally forgot about that this was out there, so I went ahead and got it and brought it in. And first thing I do is I turn it on to the battery. So the bottom one's the adapter, or it's the off position, I'm sorry. The bottom one's the off. The middle one is the dynamo adapter, and then the top one is the battery. As you guys can see, hopefully if it'll focus. So maybe not. There we go. SW meaning shortwave. So I do this, turn it on to the battery. Look at that. So even in that winter time, I have no idea how this is even possible, because if you leave a pair of batteries out in the winter, they will drain. Everybody knows that. So for some miracle, these batteries withheld. Anyways, but the most impressive thing about that is, though, that it's probably been a good month and a half since I've had this radio, since I got it out of the garage. And every time I leave for work, I leave the radio on for my dog. So, there's some sort of background noise, music, or I usually put in news talk radio. And right now it's running off the batteries, and it's been running off the batteries for about 4 weeks now. And what I mean running, I mean Monday through Friday, from whenever I leave home, which is usually around 7:30, to when I get home, which is about 5:30 or 6:30. And then when I get home, I turn it off. And then next day, turn it back on. Next day, and then when I come home, turn it off, and so on and so forth. So the battery life on this is stupid. Ridiculously stupid. It will last a really long time for three AA batteries. So the battery life on this is amazing. Here we got the Dynamo battery pack. What else? I like shortwave. If you guys know me, I like to stay in communication with the outside world, or at least know what's going on. SHTF, you want to be able to reach news information from whenever possible, uh, AM, FM, and then also if it is an SHTF that it's global, um, you want to be able to listen to uh, the outside world. Eventually, I will be replacing this with a not a shortwave, small ham radio. I am not to the point where I want to get my ham license. It's too much of a work, and right now I got my hands busy with other things, so I won't be getting a ham radio anytime soon. Um, I do want one so bad though. Um, anyways, so you guys can see very small, very compact, very lightweight. I want to say it's maybe a pound max. And you might want to turn your volume down because I'm going to turn the siren on. There you go. That was the siren. We're going to do some flashing. And no, I'm not going to flash myself. And we're going to do a flashlight. I think the battery might be low, that's why it's not working. I'm not sure. Let's do this. Let's do the dynamo. And the cool thing about the dynamo though is easy to crank. Just take it out. You guys can see that little thing glow red. I counted, if I do about 2 to 3 minutes of cranking, it'll give me about 8 to 10 minutes worth of listening on the radio. I haven't tested the flashlight. The other thing, okay, let's go ahead and do the flashlight. There you go. Ta-da! I think the batteries are running low, that's why I wasn't able to do the flashlight. And then we'll do this. Now it's a little bit more brighter, so you guys can see. And turn your volume down. Oh, that's a lot louder. So you guys can see that was a lot more louder. And it easily compacts into the side. It's nice and even. It's not sticking out. It's all flushed. Really like this radio. Now, the only difference between, if you guys go back to my video when I did the comparison between these two, is that the this one doesn't have any. I think it has batteries, but they're dead. Yep, they are dead, and they like to pop out, and they are corroded, which is not good. Yep, so this is starting to show some corrosion. Same over there. Definitely on this one. Or not, yeah, corrosion. This is all rusted now. So this radio is most likely not gonna have a long shelf life anymore. Should have taken the batteries out. I don't know why I didn't do that. So let's go to the dynamo. This one doesn't have the siren. It does have a flash. Again, it's got AM, FM, and shortwave. They're the same radio. This one's Grundig, and then that one is Eton, E-T-O-N. This one's the FR200, that's the FR250. So I believe, long story short, Grundig got bought out by Eaton, so they changed the model. They changed. There's different models. Um, so there's different models on this one. There's this one, as you guys can see, has AM, FM, and then all the other ones at the bottom are shortwave. And they sell another one that looks just like this, except it has AM, FM in TV1 and TV2. TV to me is not really that uh, big as far as gathering news. I think radio is the way to go. That's why I didn't get the TV one. We're going to go with a flashlight, which as you can see does not work. And we'll go to the radio. Radio seems to be working fine.
August 17 to, sorry. So from this August
We're in
7th
FM.
until
Let's go over to shortwave 1. Okay, so nothing on shortwave 1. The reason for that is I noticed that at night, usually after midnight, you get a much better strong signal. I think it has to do with the way shortwave works. For some reason at night, the signal kicks up a lot more. Um, that's why at night it sounds, the quality is a lot better, and you're able to pick up more stations. On this though, man, that kind of fucking sucks. I see a little bit of moisture. Anyways, so might be battery acid. So that kind of sucks. I will probably keep this one around. I throw it out in my, not my buckle bag, but I'm going to be getting a duffel bag for my ammo, and then just throw that in there. That way if I do go to my parents, they can have this, and they can listen to the radio via the dynamo. The flashlight doesn't work, and I bought this one used off eBay. This one was a gift. This one, that's what you get for buying something used. Looks like you can replace the light bulb, but it's too much of a hassle. So the only thing that works right now on this would be the dynamo, and you can only listen to AM, FM, and shortwave. So that's it on this one. I will keep this one. What I'm going to do though, since I have this one here, I'm going to take these batteries off, and I'm going to inspect them for corrosion, because we definitely don't want this bad boy to get corroded just like that one. This is a really good radio. I love this radio. And looking at the spring and the positive and negative connections, there's doesn't seem to be any corrosion, so this is good. So what I'm going to start doing is taking the batteries off instead of leaving them on. The other thing you guys saw here, the little green pack, I got an extra one in case something should happen to those batteries. Again, these are the dynamo, so when you crank it, you're actually charging these batteries. And here's another set of batteries. So backup for my backup. And then this radio came with, on the back, you guys can see, it has the one for the headphone, and then it's got a DC 4.5 volt connector, I guess, to give it power. It didn't come with this one, and this one didn't come with a thing to connect to the wall outlet. So neither one of these two came with one. So, and then this one's made in China, and then from the shortwave one, it goes from 3.2 to 7.6 megahertz, and from the shortwave 2, it goes from 9.2 all the way up to 22 megahertz. And then on this one, make sure this is closed. It's a pain in the ass to close this. There we go. This one, we got we got 7 shortwave stations. This one only has 2. Shortwave 1 and shortwave 2. Shortwave 1, shortwave 2, shortwave 1, shortwave 2. This one has shortwave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can turn this all the way from 1 all the way up to 7. I don't know why I said 10. 1 to 7. Shortwave 1 goes from 5.85 megahertz all the way up to 6.40 megahertz. And then I'm not going to go through all of these. Let's just say from shortwave 1, 5.85 megahertz, to shortwave 7, 18.10 megahertz. That's the range on this one. So this one seems to, this one starts at 3.2 megahertz. This one starts at 5.85. This one goes up to 22 megahertz, and this one goes up to 18.1 megahertz. Some difference there. I don't think it's a big difference. If you guys go back to my other video when I did the comparison between these two, I was able to get the same radio stations on both of these. Quality-wise, I think they were both about the same, if I'm not mistaken. I think that one might have had a little bit much clearer, coming through the speaker, but not by a lot. And then, like I said, this one actually came with all of these cell phone adapters, so you can actually use this to charge your cell phone, which I thought was pretty cool. But I don't even know when this one was made. It's so old that some of these cell phone adapters, like, I don't even recognize any of these. Right now, the 2 major ones would be the 2 micro USBs, the thin one, and then you got a fatter one, and then the iPhone, which has, it's fucking ridiculous. That's why I fucking hate the iPhone, because every time they come with a new iPhone, they come with a different cell phone charger. So you gotta upgrade your cell phone chargers, and the one that you had before no longer works, so it's fucking stupid. So these, I have no idea what they're for. I think they're maybe for like a Motorola, or maybe like one of those old Nokia phones, because I used to have one, and one of these reminds me of one of the Nokia phones. I have an Android phone, and none of these work with it. So there goes that. And then it's got these other weird looking adapters. I'm not sure what they're for. It's got 2 of these adapters. Again, I'm not sure what they're for. So here, you guys can see there's the same connection, and then here they got different ends. So these right here, I don't see a use for them. I mean, that's pretty much what's out there in the market right now. The thin USB and the fat USB. Mine uses the thin USB connection that you plug in to the Android phones, and none of these, like these right here, are not for an iPhone. So, like I said, this radio probably came out before the iPhone even came out. Probably even before the Androids started coming out. Um, yeah, so they're useless. I'm not gonna keep them. I will keep the extra battery though. So these, along with these corroded batteries, are gonna go into the trash. Anyways, guys, let's do one more. Let's do shortwave on the dynamo. Okay. That's the FM. This is the Spanish radio station. We're at shortwave 1 right now. And it's dead. I gotta crank it. So I'm gonna go ahead and crank this, guys. And one thing that I will say though about the radio, I know that I've already made video about these two when I did the comparison. The only reason I'm doing an update on these is because I want to show you guys how well they perform. Like I said, that one's gonna go in my duffel bag along with my ammo. So if I do bug out over to my parents' house, I will have that available so I can, you know, give that to them. At least on this one, it's gonna go in my buggle bag. Unless I switch over to a ham radio, then I will dump this and go with a ham radio. The only thing I want on the ham radio is AM, FM, shortwave, uh, CW, Citizen Wave, or something like that. Um, just anything and everything. And you want to have communication with the outside world. So I think this is good enough. And let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on. The one thing I like about this though, on both of these radios, you guys see how it has two knobs? I know it's kind of dark. There we go. This one, and then the outside one. Well, the main one, if I can do it with my hand, the big one moves that up and down. And then the tiny one on the outside, if I can get the glare out of it, is for fine tuning. So this one makes it go faster. This one is for fine tuning the radio station. I'm able to pick up Cuba, one of the Koreas, I think it's South Korea. Go to shortwave 2. A bunch of religious stations here in the U.S. Some are reruns.
It's foreign relations. The odd that no other redactions were made. Ben Thomas, Washington.
Brooklyn's historic Greenwood Cemetery, the final resting place for thousands of Civil War veterans, is holding a special event for Memorial.
Okay, guys. Hopefully you guys can hear that. I'll get closer. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to fine tune it. We're just going to turn it up a little bit.
For what they believe in.
Helped mark the graves with flags and lights for the commemoration. I care for this country. I care for the people that died. And I just care for the community. And I can stand also march the 150th of Israel. All of Walker. I'm standing out.
There you go.
While distributing humanitarian items in Kyrgyzstan. As the hand squeezed his neck, he started to lose consciousness as he prepared to meet Jesus.
But suddenly, he was released. The architect's brave wife had rushed to the crowd and surprised his attacker into letting go. The two raced for their car, slamming it into gear.
Let's find another station. Let's go to shortwave 3.
Serious challenges that the Constitutional Court to the criminal and criminal procedural code. Because Romania is engaged in a harsh fight against corruption and just acceptable parliamentarians bringing changes to these laws for their therefore even though they are
So I don't know how well it's coming out on the microphone or on the video. Hopefully it's not too like static-ish, but I want to show you guys something. We're gonna go to wave 6. Like I said, on the night you get the most out of the radio on the shortwave. I don't know, it's the scientists or the scientific method behind it. All I know is that at night you can pick up a lot more. And as you guys can see on those couple radio stations that I was tuning in, they were in English. Like I said, I don't know how well it came out in the audio on this video, but I was able to understand what they were saying. Something about the Ukraine, or the thing in Ukraine with Russia, and let's see what else. Like I said, at night it comes out okay. I like the fine tuning. The last thing I want to touch on, I know it's kind of being a long video, is why you should go from analog. Again, this is running off the dynamo right now, not the batteries, the dynamo. Before I close out this video, I want to touch on why you should go with a analog versus digital. I know there's some digitals out there that are both AM, FM, and shortwave, and they got solar and they can charge your cell phone and do a bunch of other stuff, which is great, but I like analog. And the reason I like the analog is because if I drop this, if I put this in my buggle bag and there's something pressing against this really, really hard, this is just a little piece of plastic, right? I can still see the numbers. With digital, you run the risk of the backlight in the little display going out. You have a risk of the numbers. You know how they miss. They'll have something missing. So instead of like a 7, it'll look like a 1. Instead of a 3, it'll look like a 5. So things like that. Um, so that's why I like going with digital, or I'm sorry, analog. With the analog, you cannot go wrong. EMP strikes it. You know, your digital might be all messed up. Analog is analog. Nothing's gonna go back with it. Um, so that's why I like analog. There's nothing that can go wrong with this right here. You can see the numbers. So let's say you tune into a station that you're able to get 100% clear at night, and it's giving out information, valuable information, as to what the situation is, what's going on, things like that. Then you can just either write it down on a piece of paper or your hand, and let's say shortwave 6, 1530, right there. So you go to shortwave 6, 1530, and tune it in. Boom, you're right there. Now you're gonna have to fine tune it to get it to work correctly, but at least now you know which one it is. With these digitals, they got so many presets to where it'll save a station and things like that. Now the only downside to this radio is that it doesn't have the NOAA. I think that's what it's called. National Oceanic something something, where it tells you the weather. So you would have to rely on the FM radio station or the AM station to tune into your local, radio station, which will then throughout, that beep, 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 beep. This is the National Alert Weather Service. For the area of blah 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 county, there is a weather alert for a tornado, possible high winds, things like that. So you would have to rely to your AM and FM to look for weather stations. Yeah, as you can see, the battery is kind of running low. Again, this is running off the dynamo. So again, with the digital, too many things can go wrong. Some of the positive things on digital, though, is that you got the solar panel on top. You've got the ability to charge your cell phone. You've got the weather station. So those are all great. I have yet to find a radio that's both has analog, solar, and can charge your cell phone, and it has shortwave. Shortwave is a must. It is a must. If something should happen, yes, AM, FM is going to give you some of the information, but you want to get a second opinion. You want to listen to what's going on elsewhere. That's why you got shortwave. I got Cuba, Germany, I think it's South Korea, Mexico, a bunch of stations in the U.S., Canada, and that's all just on the shortwave. So this is like I'm listening to worldwide news. I know that the Korea station, and I got that Morse code stations. There's a few of those which, I don't understand Morse code, but they're there. So that's why I like the shortwave. There is another radio out there that's got solar and charges your cell phone, and it's got AM and FM, but it doesn't have shortwave. I need to have the shortwave. That's why I like this right here. I don't know. I just personally I like the shortwave. So again, there's pros to this. It's analog. Nothing can go wrong with this. That's the biggest thing. If this goes out, like how do you even know if you're in which AM, FM, or shortwave or whatever? That's why I like the analog. It's got shortwave. It's got the siren, which it can. If you were in a situation where, let's say, you went camping and you got lost, you turn the siren on. give it a few cranks and the siren is gonna go on. You got the flashlight. But the biggest advantage of this is the analog and the shortwave. And I have not found another, like I said, any other radio that has analog and shortwave. But if you do, let me know. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. This is gonna go back in my buggle bag. I will keep this one in the house, and this one's gonna go in my buggle bag. And like I said, this one has proven that it's bomb proof. It has earned a place in my buggle bag. Communication is part of survival. You have to know what's going on out there. You have to know if there's a storm coming. You have to know if there's a tornado coming. You have to know if it's going to drop below 10 degrees at night. You have to know if there's a flood, if there's road closings, if there's an emergency. Communication is important, because if you're just going to bug out, it's like driving. You can drive anywhere you want. Don't listen to the radio. But if you're bugging out, you need to know what's ahead of you, so you know how to react to the situation. You want to be informed. You want to be the first one to be informed, not the second, not the third guy. You want to be the first, because if you're the first, you can react, and then you can avoid being in a situation where you've got a bunch of people, in a crowd. Something should happen, and then all of a sudden, boom, this happened. And if you know first, you can get out of wherever you're at, because if it's in a crowded area, it's going to get panicky, and then you can get to a safe place. But if you're just like the other ones, or like the rest of them, and you get the information, then now you're stuck in a place where everybody's panicking. You're trying to make life-saving decisions. So communication is very important. So let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you guys have some sort of radio or some sort of way to listen to information, not just here local, but also worldwide. So thanks for watching.